Cool.
Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's Apex Online Racing social race. It's the Belgium Grand Prix this evening. It's the last opportunity for these guys to get some last minute practice in before they kick off season 13 this weekend. I am Ryan Littlemore, otherwise known as Ryan L83, and joining me in the commentary boxes once again is King Kodiak. Kodiak, great to see you once again, mate, for another cracker here in Spa.
Glad to be along for the ride once again. It's running on interesting there. Never mind. So, I'm happy to be here and get practicing before we get onto the season proper. Who have we got on the field already then? A number of people coming out on track very, very early on. Who have we got? We have got in the wit, no less. It is LambreX coming out on the intermediates in the Red Bull. We have got Stefan Wild returning to driving duties in the Mercedes. Looks like everyone's running intermediates at the moment. Marco FD has chosen the Red Bull for this season. He finds the Red Bull a bit easier to handle than the Ferrari from season 12. So he should definitely be one to watch. He's on his way. Jury is a name I'm not familiar with. Welcome to you in the Renault at present. We have got Tim Flavored, also another name I'm not familiar with. So welcome to you. He's in the 14 year. He's coming around, I believe. Where is that? That's Campus Chicane, I think. Eli giving himself a bit of space. Also in the Renault, he's just coming through Lake Arm, I believe. My visual cues. Whoops, accidentally. My apologies. I'm just jumping back into it. There we go. We have got Hinaldi. It's a name I do recall. He's in the Williams. He has got a Mercedes all over the back of him. So that's tripping over each other at this stage in the session is not going to help you. Rigorous Tiger, we saw in last week's social, is in the McLaren at the moment. It's just coming through. I believe that's Stavolo and Paul Frey that he is at the moment. Era in the Sauber, had a little bit of a connection trouble early on, just coming through Puop on his outlap in the Sauber. Michael X99 in the Haas. Where is he? He's just giving himself some space. Is he coming up the bus stop, I think? Yes, he is. Yep. Nick B. We have. He's no longer in the Manor as he was last season. He's in the Ferrari this time around. He's just started his time lap, going up the climb through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Non-runner. He was in the Williams in season 12. He's in the Mercedes this time round. Just starting his time lap. Whoa, getting all out of shape on the start from the straight. Safso he's actually going to be in a Williams for this season, as was confirmed yesterday evening. He's in the Ferrari at present. So he's just started his flying lap, I believe. No, carry on.
Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt you there. Apologies to people in the chat regarding the game sound being too high. It should be fixed now, so if you've got any feedback, let us know. We want to make it all perfect for the first round in Australia on Sunday, but Nick B nearly lost it in the middle sector. He's going towards Pouon right now, and he's 32.4. It's all right, I think. He's not the fastest though. Oh, he actually is the fastest. I do take that back. It's been a long day for me today, so I will be a bit off with a certain amount of things. So we'll see how we go on there. But Nick B, definitely a contender for this season's championship in Split 1. I've got to say, from the announcement of the drivers, it is going to be probably one of the closest and open fields this season, and I've seen in quite some time. And you've got obviously the likes of Nick B. You've got Berg coming back as well. You've got newcomers like Saffron or Zavzo in this, who has been practicing a hell of a lot this week for Australia, I've been told. So we'll see how he gets on as Nick B just locks up a little bit there into the final corner then, as he will be the first man to complete a lap of Spa in these wet conditions. We don't know if it's going to get wet enough, but we'll have to find out in a minute, as he puts in a 1:59.7, which obviously will put him provisionally P1, as he's the only driver setting a time at the minute. But currently, LambreX will be next, I believe. He's done a 57.5, so he's just below about 2 seconds off the pace in that middle sector, so maybe he's just warming those tyres up as well.
It looks like the rain's actually going to stop before we get to the end of qualifying, and it's going to be a dry race. So this is going to be an interesting session. Well, as LambreX goes very, very deep into the entrance of the bus stop chicane, we'll see where his times land him. It's just coming down to the line now, and it is a 2:02.7. It's in 5th position at present.
On board with Zafzo at the minute, or Zaffron as I like to call him, as he's coming into up towards Blanchemont actually. He sets a really decent pace at the minute. He is definitely obviously one to watch out for. He's in the Ferrari this evening, as he's coming into the bus stop chicane then. And will he lock his tyres up? He has a little bit of a lock up, but not as bad as what Nick had earlier on, as he's coming up towards the line. It won't be the fastest, but it's going to be somewhere in the 2:02s maybe. It is a 2:02.7, which puts him P7 for the time being. As we go see Eli, I think he's just completed a lap, so he's letting a Force India through, and it's his teammate Jury this evening. I believe he's a newcomer to AOR, I believe, so we'll see how he gets on. He's in P9 at the minute, and I think he's on a... sorry, Kodiak.
I was going to say, we've got a decent number of newcomers, actually. Nick B's retired already. Goodness me, that's unusual, but he's decided that enough's enough for qualifying. We've got a lot of newcomers, and I've got to say, kudos to the newcomers for getting into Split 1 when they haven't done a previous season at AOR. Fair play to them. That's a stunning effort. Also, something that I don't know has ever been solved in this game. It's difficult to know from a spectator's standpoint. But sometimes when drivers would lock up from a spectator standpoint, it was actually false. They weren't locking up at all from the driver's perspective. But from outside, it actually looks like, well, the tyres do lock up from our perspective, but it doesn't actually prove to be the case for the drivers. I wouldn't be at all surprised, though, if in the wet they are locking up at the moment.
Have to wait and see. Just watching Non-Runner, obviously we both know him very well from Split 1. So we'll see how he comes into the last couple of corners he comes, as he will come up to the line. He's driving as Nico Rosberg this evening. Hopefully Rosberg can bring him home a pole position perhaps. It's a 2:01.2, puts him only P4, which is quite a surprise really. Maybe he's going to do a second lap, as looking at the times quickly as we come nearly up to half distance. Nick B still on pole with a 59.7. Then 6 tenths back is Marco, who last time won the social race at Silverstone. Looking to hopefully continue that today here. We've got Michael in P3, then Non-Runner, as we just saw there, in P4, with Era in P5, and completes the top 5. And I have to wait and see, as it's actually now stopped raining apparently according to the game. So will we see dry tyres by the end of the session? That is the big question right there.
Well, there's 10 minutes remaining, so I would imagine that we would. I would imagine it would dry out sufficiently for dry tyres, but it does depend on what the air temperature is, I would think. But nowhere near the driest session at the moment. Also worth mentioning, we are dual streaming this evening. Ryan is broadcasting on YouTube. I am broadcasting to Twitch to get the maximum amount of coverage. So if anybody is wanting to see what both of us are doing, by all means log on to both of you have the bandwidth to do so. Mute one side, otherwise we will drive you nuts in stereo. So yeah, obviously I've got a few people on the chat this side. Hello Nick, hello Junix, and hello Hypnotisement. Good to see you all.
Do you want to say Zaffron's actually gone 7 tenths quicker than his PB, which is a great thing. Always great when you go green in any sector. So it gives him a bit of confidence going into this race. And some of these guys obviously may not know. There may be some rain in the race, they think. But obviously we know it's dry, so the spoilers away for anyone watching this who's actually in this session that we've gave it away
Nick
right
Beast
there.
Nick Beast has messaged on Twitch. The reason why he's retired is because he stacked it.
Oh, he's crashed.
Oh dear, Nick, he has crashed out.
Well, so, I think he's received any of my bottles, so for my retirement from last season. So I think maybe he's gone into him. But LambreX coming out the final corner. He's going to come up to the line with a 2-minute 1.8, which puts him P6 at the minute. And that's not bad from the Red Bull driver, who is in Split 2 this season. So that's pretty good for him. And I think this is his first appearance, first full season, as he joined late in season 12 last season. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Right there, we've got Zafzo again. I think he's coming back. I don't know what he's doing actually. I think he's either
weaving,
preparing for a lap.
I think he probably made a mistake somewhere around Blanchimont or Paul Frey. It looks like he was getting his tyres back up to temperature at the bus stop.
Oh no, he's actually going to the pits. Oh, that's a surprise. Maybe he's thinking, you may have enough fuel to do a lap to do it on Inters, or he thinks it's dry enough for the super soft tyres or soft tyres. That's what we haven't mentioned yet.
The dry line is forming. The dry line is definitely forming, but it seems a little early. And Spa being such a track where it can be very wet on one side and dry on another.
Hin's just ran one at Pouon, so I think that's his lap ruined. But I think he's on an out lap, so I don't think it's dry yet. There's still a lot of spray coming from the Williams driver there. But at the same time, he's struggling for grip. You're in that limbo situation right now. You're thinking, is it worth going on dries now, taking a gamble, or waiting a few minutes until it's like the last one and do like a one-lap shootout? It's a tough decision for these drivers, but I would not like to be in their shoes right now. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But as Michael, I believe, is just starting a lap, I think. I'm not 100% sure. He's in P3 at the minute, as he's driving as probably one of my favourite people in the world, a favourite Frenchman, Romain Grosjean, of course. As we've got a McLaren coming out the pits behind. I don't know who that is, but we'll watch.
Nick Fido coming out of the pits in the McLaren as Jensen Button.
Sorry, go on.
No, carry on.
Just watching Michael.
My wife actually, my wife came in and just handed me some food. So
that's lovely. That's what we want to see on a Thursday night. That's what we want. But Michael 32.5, so it's still not wet, dry enough actually for the dry tyres. But
saying that, Tim Flavin in the Force India has gone out on the softs.
All right, that's a brave move. That is a brave decision from Tim, the American driver. But I just wanted to keep an eye on Michael. He's only a 10th off Nick B's time in the first sector, so got to keep an eye on Michael. He is definitely someone to keep definite watch on this race, because I know him for my actual races I do online with subscribers, and he is very consistent and very quick in the race, so got to keep an eye on it. I think that is a sign, I think, for dry tyres, because that McLaren is, he's backed off Michael. He's definitely backed off there, as that McLaren is...
watching Tim, actually, he's coming through pole, and he doesn't seem to be struggling a great deal.
Just want to say,
might not be pushing too hard, but he doesn't seem to be fighting the car too hard, so it could be time for dry.
Marco, as I was saying that, Marco has jumped onto the soft tyre. He is out there on the softs. We'll have to keep an eye on where Nick's out of the race, actually. So Nick's gonna be sitting there thinking, "Oh God, why did I crash it? Why has he wrecked it there?" So now it's really who's going to, it's just basically first come, first serve, who can get the best lap on there. The track isn't rubbered in yet, so these guys may find it a little bit tricky to start off with, as that transition to dry, wet to dry will still continue until it's perfect right now. But we'll wait and see as Marco's just warming his tyres up. He's ready to go as we've got just under 5 minutes to go. If you want to join the discussion, guys, by the way, then let us know by posting on Twitter the hashtag AORF1 to one of us on Twitter. Mine's in the description. I don't know if you've got one on your Twitch, Cody.
I don't, I'm afraid. I'm pretty behind the times when it comes to social media.
But yeah, if you want to send any thoughts, guys, on any questions to us, feel free. Just tweet me and use the hashtag AORF1 to get yourself in the discussion with this social race tonight. It's something we will be bringing into the PC Split 1 leagues this season, along with the cheeky driver of the day as well. So at least it's not going to be Max Verstappen. So we can definitely confirm that to you guys. But we will be bringing that in, guys, for the first race in Australia, which will be Sunday, actually. So it's gone
this Sunday indeed.
It's gone pretty quick, actually, from the end of season 12. So it's been a very short break, but the drivers are ready to go. As Marco 30.5 in the first sector, as he is definitely gone fastest there. But my timing screen has not updated, which is a bit annoying. So I am in the dark on who is purple in what sectors now. So that's not what we need.
Interestingly, as a driver I haven't mentioned so far, I apologize if you have mentioned him already in this session, Omega 4 in the Williams. He's also on the soft tyre. He's taking a bit ginger at the moment, but that's yet another new name to this series. So welcome to.
Oh, Marco's just got away with that, I think, with a Mercedes. I don't know who that 100% was, but Mercedes just got out of the way. As Marco is on a fly right now, 47.7 middle sector. He is on the charge in that Red Bull, which he's actually driving in split one.
Rigorous Tiger. Looks like he's the first one to set a time on the Super Softs.
47.5.
47.5.
That's not a bad time. That is not a bad time there from Tiger. So we've got to keep an eye on Marco, because we know Marco likes to qualify in hard tyres, as we saw in the Silverstone social race a few weeks ago. So here comes Marco. What's he going to pull out of the bag? It's going to be probably a 146. It is indeed a 46.7.
Oh,
what a lap there from Marco.
And well judged there. We got it bang on 146. Hello, Curves. Good to see you in the chat.
I think Marco's retired as well.
He has.
He has indeed. And that was just potluck guess
2.5 minutes to go.
On there. Tim up to P3. Not too bad from the American in his first race in AOR, I believe. I could be wrong, but got to keep an eye on here on non-runner. He's definitely one to watch out for. I personally think it's a dogfight between non-runner and Marco for pole, but I could be wrong.
Well, they did fight a lot for the top of the honours quite a few times in season 12, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see that battle resumed here this evening.
One question I want to say to the guys in my chat, and also over on your side of things as well, is the sound good? That's the main priority right now for us before we start this race, because we don't want to we don't want to hear ourselves. Well, you can't hear us because of the game sound. But non-runner on a run then, 30.1 first sector. I believe that's the quickest. I believe in that first one. I could be wrong.
It is, yes.
And Jeff's on the phone to me, so that's not what I don't want to hear. But a 30.1 first sector, and he's the quickest in the speed traps as well, with 203 miles an hour. That's very quick, and that's very quick. Running a low downforce set there, I believe. So 48.1 middle sector now for non-runner, and this could be close actually between him and Marco. We'll have to wait and see. Who's your money on? I don't know really, but we'll have to wait and see as he's coming up towards Blanchimont now. Completely flat through there as he's coming up towards the bus stop. A little bit of sparks. Always been some debris there. I don't know who that was, but I think it
looked like a gaggle of seagulls.
I don't know what was going on there.
Someone's taken something pretty hard there.
Here he goes. 40. Oh, he's only 2 tenths off there.
2 tenths
Slips into P2 though. Quickly go for the field at the minute, tying a P3. Jury, who was one of the reserves in this race, is up to P4. And then we've got Omega, Westy, Tim, Nick B obviously crashing out, of course, but the rest of the field are still on inters, so they've not had a lap, or they've just had invalid laps from cutting the corners. So I have to wait and see.
Yeah, I've just seen Omega 4 actually jump over the campus chicane, so that's the end of his qualifying run. So Fit is as high as he's going to go.
Huzzah, everyone in the chat saying the game sound is perfect, so thanks guys.
Yep, I've had Hypnosizement confirm this side is good, so we are
Just watching Jury. He's coming into the final sector now. He's on the super soft tyres, and he's done a pretty good first sector, I've got to say. He's only about a tenth or so off the pole time, which isn't too bad for him. But we're keeping an eye on him here in the banana car, and he's actually just took me out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when you see the DRS sign, you know that is definitely dry tyres, but we'll keep an eye on non-runner, because I can't change to the broadcast camera for some strange reason, so that's a bit annoying.
I'm just seeing Jury come over the line then. He's currently 6th, 1 second down. Is he going to improve? He does, up to 4th position, just 4/10 down.
Just on board with Barry Kimi at the minute in the Toro Rosso, and Kimi I've not seen in quite some time in AOR, or raced against him. I know he's a very consistent driver, but he's on the super soft tyre as he's driving as Carlos Sainz this evening, as he's coming into the final sector now, the start of it, and he's got a car ahead of him here, so maybe get some cheeky slipstream potentially, but I think he's too far behind, and I think he's short shifting. I think he's backed out of it actually, so I think he's aborted his lap unfortunately. So we'll go to the other Nick.
And non-runner's taken the pole. Beg your pardon for cutting over you there, Ryan, but non-runner has just taken the pole spot in the Mercedes.
As we're just jumping on board with Nick in the McLaren, driving as JB, as he's coming out the final corner. Back end slides out a little bit, but he's going to come up to the line. He's going to be P9, 1.2 seconds off the pace, so not bad that. And he is on the soft tyres, remember, so he has. This is going to be a very intriguing race for strategy, I have to say. As I think Omega's in the pits. Who else is on track? We've got Zaffron coming into the final corner then. He's on the super soft tyres, and what's his time going to be? It's going to be a... Oh, he's only just off. Just off by half a tenth. Very good time there from Zaff.
What a stunning effort by the... I don't want to call him a rookie, because that's a little bit disingenuous, but from an AOR perspective, of course this will be the first time that he's racing, as far as I'm aware, in an AOR setting. He's straight into split one. What a stunning time, and I've got the lovely slideshow bug going on.
I have indeed as well on my screen, which is always nice.
And there's nothing you can do.
Nothing we can do until everyone's... I don't know what actually happens here. I've never experienced this for the first time round, mate, so...
we have to just wait until everyone has retired in the session.
We do apologise for the flickering through. We can't... It's out of our power at the minute, and... But it should be quite an exciting race, this one, to be fair. We've got mixed strategies. Most drivers, I believe, will probably do the one stop on the soft tyre, potentially, but some may go aggressive and do two stops. We'll have to wait and see, as we'll just wait until we get the classified results of qualifying, and then we'll take you through them very quickly before we...
Nick B has said he had, and I quote, going to have a sweaty strategy and try and mix it with non-runner and Marco. Quite what qualifies as a sweaty strategy, I'm not sure.
Fair play to him. He wants to take the sweaty strategy on that. And here is the classified then. Non-runner takes pole with a 46.2, only half a temp ahead of Zaffron, who's on the super softs. Then we've got Marco, Desmond, a very good performance from him in P4 in the Sauber. And then we've got Jory, Kimi, Lambrex, Rigorous Tiger, Miri, I don't know if that's right, apologies. Michael, Nick, Westy. Let's go for the second half of the field quickly. Eli, Omega, Tim, Stefan, Hin, Nick B, obviously you crashed, Era, and then there's us as well. So we'll just leave the session. And then...
Oh, goodness me. I only just managed to do that. Just noticed the counter and actually hit 0. So,
as well. So if you guys don't know what we're doing here, it's just so we're not going to be in the game, so we don't, like with our ghost cars, we don't collide with anyone, so it just puts us into ghost mode. And
unfortunately, I was too slow. I'm actually on the grid, so
what a mate. Good job.
Yeah, well done me. The one that's actually done it so many times and I completely ballsed it. So we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
You can always tell me when to join anyway, so...
Yeah, absolutely. So what will happen is, could I actually do the parade lap? Technically, I could, I suppose.
Good.
Just see if my pad actually wants to work. I have done this before, I think once. So this could be amusing. So
I want you guys to post away right now who you think is going to win this Grand Prix, either on your Twitch side of things, Kodak, or in my YouTube chat, who you think is going to win this one, who you're rooting for in this one, and I can definitely confirm interviews will be shorter this time, as it went on for quite a long time, so we're gonna make sure it's a bit shorter this time round. But speaking of which, we'll just talk briefly about Season 13. Obviously, we'll focus on Split 1, as obviously we're going to be broadcasting it on both Twitch and YouTube. Who do you think is a contender for the championship, Kodiak?
Now, I was speaking to Saf and a few other drivers, actually, on who they think are going to be the main runners. Marco, of course, is a bit of a favourite with his sort of past proven record. Berg von Trips keeps popping up as a name that people are going to wonder, but looking at how Saf has done so far, you've got to hand it to Saf. I reckon he's going to be in there mixing it up as well. Hypnotisement from Twitter just said, yeah, Marco will do it. And Hate Pro 1, hello, sir. I hadn't actually spotted you appeared on the channel. So, hello to you. And yeah, looks like Marco has got the sort of crowd favourite from this side.
On my end,
so
obviously YouTube's a bit behind, unfortunately, to Twitch. So someone said non-runner, but I don't know if is he actually racing this season, non-runner? I'm not sure if he is or not. Is he?
If he is, he's not in Split 1.
I don't know if he's actually racing this season. I'm not 100% sure, but I will probably get that confirmed to you. But we've got Laxo. He's definitely one I've got down as a contender. Laxo. Yeah. There's obviously Zaf as well, who just got into Split 1, I will say. Nick B, as I mentioned in Season 12 at Abu Dhabi, he was definitely one to watch out for. Berg's another one as well, who unfortunately left during the season, but he's come back now for a full season, which is good. And I've just got in, and we're just about to start the race actually, as we've got non-runner leading them round. Who's on?
You did actually tell. You did tell me to tell you, and I completely forgot.
That's a good thing I guessed.
Yeah,
I guessed there.
So I'm trying to concentrate on keeping my own car out of the barrier. So if I could leave you to do the kind of first lap commentary, as my car is just, ironically being a manor, it's already behind everybody. I'm actually going to have to retire from the session, so that's going to take me a few moments to leave.
Let's just hope and pray that the game does not move me from non-runner at this point, because I'm actually on him right now, as we're just waiting for your AI car going into the back of the picture there. And he is in as Pascal Verline. Unfortunately, Ambria Harrianto side. Here we go then. We are ready to go then. The lights are about to come on then. As I've actually got to the front of the board right now. The lights are on then. Here we go.
Wind them up.
Social right, and away we go. Here we go. And non-runner gets a good start off the line. It's very tight, 5 wide actually. Oh, there's been contact behind. There's a McLaren and a Haas making contact there. As non-runner holds on to the lead at the minute. With Zaffron actually doing very well to hold on right now. We're going to keep on board with this right now. Oh, we've got a Red Bull actually. We'll keep an eye on Marco, who is on the super soft tyre. They're going side by side through Eau Rouge. Oh my lord, I think he lost it there, Marco. But action going on with it. There's been contact. Marco is out of this Grand Prix, I believe. That is not what we want to see.
Smashed into Marco there. It looked like it was a ghosted Toro Rosso, weirdly. But that is the end of Marco's race before he's even got anywhere. There's a rigorous Tiger in the McLaren. He's lost his front wing.
Might have been the contact again with Marco, potentially. I couldn't tell. All action kicking off here. I mean, it's only like half a lap into this Grand Prix right now. But at the front, non-runner still leads this race. Zaffron just holding back a little bit right now. He's only 8 tenths behind. Then we've got Jory in P3, who's doing a fantastic job, and I think this is his first AOR race as well, so he's doing a fantastic job in that Renault. Then we've got Desmond, who didn't really he underperformed a little bit, I think, at Silverstone in the last social race, but he's doing pretty well at the minute. And then there's a cluster of about 5-6 cars for P5 right now, with Kimi in the Toro Rosso leading that train right now. And we've got Mir as well. We've got LambreX, who unfortunately had the puncher at Silverstone, so he wants to get some retribution from that, and he's got a nice, he's in a very comfortable position. As actually, I think the Toro Rossos were having a bit of a cheeky battle there. Mir's trying to get past Kimi, nearly a Blanchimont, trying to do Max Verstappen-esque moving there, but LambreX is going to try and go around the outside, and he gets it done. He's made a low, and he's just, camera angle doesn't really help there, but he's actually moved up to P5, so LambreX, hats off to you, mate, for that move. That was impressive, very aggressive.
That was a brave move by Westy as well, and the Force India on the outside of the entrance to the bus stop chicane. Barry Kimi's coming to the pit, so I wonder who was Barry Kimi that had that contact with Marco early on.
Could be the penalty.
Oh, Sauber in the wall. Beg your pardon, Sauber just kept it out of the wall. It was ERA, and how you say that exactly. He oversteered quite badly on the exit of La Source, but has managed to keep going. I think he kept himself out of the wall just.
That was a scary moment. I'm keeping an eye on this battle for P5 in the minute. The Force India is going down the inside. I think, is it Westy or Desmond?
Westy, yeah.
Westy's got
Westy
through.
Desmond's in the Sauber, so he's away in the... This is now, anyone listening, anyone watching my stream will unfortunately be subjected to the goldfish bowl effect, as I was looking at Marco at the point he retired, and at the point that I'll need to tell you, Ryan, if you watch someone as they retire, you'll know from the driver's perspective that sound effect that happens when you hit the wall.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That gets stuck, and you cannot get out of it, unfortunately. So the rest of the race is done in the goldfish bowl.
The joys. So,
FYI, if you watch someone as they retire, which of course you have no idea until they've hit the wall, unless you have cat-like reflexes to get away from them, then you'll be stuck in the goal.
Well, luckily I haven't got that just yet. So we'll just keep an eye on number at the minute, as he's already pulled an almighty lead already on Saffron to nearly 3 seconds. So I don't know if Saf's had a problem, but he's ghosting at the minute. I do not know if he's got a problem, but he is ghosting on my screen, so I don't know if he's retired or he's had a connection problem, as Jory has made the move on Saffron. He's up to P2 now, so I'm not 100% sure what's happened to Saf, but he's now fully now.
I think Saf's just come back. I think Saf's just unghosted, so it could be that.
Very strange.
A problem, yeah.
But look at these cars. There's like a squabble here. There's about 5 cars for P4. I think Westy's starting to pull away, I think, from LambreX behind, who's under pressure from Michael in the Haas, as the DRS has been enabled, by the way. If you guys don't know, if a driver is a second behind the car ahead, he gets DRS, as you're about to see right now with Michael, as he's trying to get past LambreX, who goes a little bit wide at Eau Rouge, and you can just see the little flap open right now, and LambreX actually has DRS on Westy as well, so I think LambreX will just about hold on to P5 for the time being.
Oh, Saf and Jury were side by side going through Lake Comsa. I'm not meaning to talk over the top of you, Ryan.
If anything happens, just do it.
Yeah, we had Saf
got
and
3
Jury
wide.
side by side. 3 wide, oh my god. Haas, the Ferrari and the Red Bull there. That is Michael, Saf and LambreX, I think. All side by side there. Saf and Jury were side by side at Lake Commons, and sadly Saf oversteered and went off the road, so no damage sustained, but of course that's cost him a lot of time.
Yes indeed, but Michael up to P4 then. He's on the charge. Saf's coming back at him though. He's got a lovely bit of slipstream there. I think he's running a little less downforce, but makes it stick though, and up to P4, and I think LambreX is in a bit of a pickle right now with Nick in that McLaren, and he's got a Mercedes behind of Stefan as well. So we've got a lot of battles going on in this Grand Prix, all down the field right now, up and down the field actually. And this is what we want for prep for season, for our first race of...
Welcome to the life of a commentator.
I know, lots of action going on right there, but we're just going to go down the field a little bit. We haven't really covered anyone downwards from the 8th place. There's just been lots of action there. Got Nick B. Obviously we saw crashed out in qualifying. He's in P10 at the minute. He's in 15 seconds off the lead of non-runner, so, and he's on the super soft tyre, so he's got a lot of work to do there, Nick. If he's
LambreX is in. LambreX is coming to the pits then on lap 3, so whether he sustained damage at some point that we didn't see.
I think the Westy's in as well, in the Renault, ahead of him. But we'll see what they're going on. And it's soft tyres for LambreX. It's Jory actually, it's Jory, sorry.
I was going to say.
Jory on the soft tyres as well, so apologies to anyone in the chat. I am not blind, I was just guessing, really. On there, so Jory's got
another impact. Safso again. It was Nick Mido, I think he crashed with. Oh no, Nick Mido's in the McLaren, and my sound is doing something very strange. Safso's just had a massive impact with someone. I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was Michael. Michael in the Haas. He's coming away very slowly now.
I think he's got a problem because Michael's going very slowly down the Camel Straight. I'm not sure what's happened. He may have a puncture. I'm not 100% sure.
Saf has lost his front wing as a result of that impact with the Haas. So Jury now has just come through those cars after his pit stop.
Yeah, he's just been overtaken again by LambreX. I don't know if Michael's got a problem, but nothing visual on my screen to indicate any damage. So, as we just see your AI in the background there, it's always fantastic to get some hype over there. But yeah, it's been a bit of a weird race so far. Lots of incidents which obviously we do not want to see as well. We know Saf's got, a bit of problems with his connection at times from experience racing against him, so I think the drivers will need to keep an eye on that in split 1, of course. But non-runner's still out on those super soft tyres in the lead of the Grand Prix. He's got a comfortable lead right now. as he sets the fastest lap as well. 49.6 as Westy in P2, nearly 10.5 seconds off the lead right now. So it's a one.
Era side by side with Nick B, just coming into the bus stop chicane. Lovely defensive move by the Ferrari, but Era had a brilliant run off of Blanchimont. Got side by side with Nick B. Nick B defending the inside line of the Ferrari. It looks like Era's signing up an inside manoeuvre. La Source, that was going to be brave, but no, this is for 5th position. And again, Nick B playing the defensive game pretty well, and that's allowing. And it's had Jury in the background. Yes, it is.
Just going on.
Renault Jury.
Just going on board with Stefan and the Mercedes right now, as he's right on the back of Nick in the McLaren. This is for the final podium position right now. He deploys the DRS. He's going up to nearly 220 miles an hour right now as he's coming into the braking zone for the chicane. Locks a little bit on the front right there, but Nick holds on just for P3 right there.
And ERA has actually got past Nick B. So in the braking zone for Les Combes, the Sauber has actually overtaken the Ferrari. So nice move there. This does look like that. Let's say Era because it's not in capital letters. So Era looks like he has definitely had the pace of the Ferrari. Has Nick B burnt the best out of those tyres already? I wonder. He does seem to be twitching quite a bit.
He hasn't stopped. Remember, he hasn't stopped. Maybe he's going to try and go as long as possible and go on the mediums to the end of the Grand Prix. Possibly. That's what I'll be thinking if I was him right now. Most of these guys may do 2 stops. Especially the likes... Who's pitted? LambreX has definitely got to do a 2-stop. Along with the Renault as well. So we're going to see a mixed bag of strategies going on here. As we're going to see if non-runner comes in. Because this is the lap normally to come in for this... No, he's staying out actually is non-runner. So very surprising that he can get on 5 laps more than normal.
Like he had DRS.
I'm not sure.
I think my game was going a bit loopy because it looked like he had DRS, but there's no one around him.
Very strange, I have to say. Nick coming across the line as he's still got Stefan for company who has DRS, and it's really calmed down now. I think all the battles have just calmed down a little bit. The field has spread out as obviously we've got a mixed bag of strategies going on this evening in this Grand Prix, but it's been exciting, obviously with what happened, but. We'll keep an eye on that at the minute now with the Sauber of Era. Actually, I'm going to go on board with Nick B, actually, because he's going to get DRS in. We could see an overtake here down the Camel Straight. He gets a beautiful run through Eau Rouge right there, and he's right on the back of him. He's already side by side with him just before even DRS is enabled, and gets past easily, and is up to P5.
So these two swapping positions again before Les Combes as they did a lap ago.
Oh, and he's made a mistake, actually.
Me.
He's made a mistake. I think he just lost the back end a little bit. Did Nick B, but fair play to the Sauber of Era there. He knew Nick B had made the mistake. He didn't want to hit the back of him because you would probably lose your front wing, if I'm honest with you. As we've got a beautiful helicopter shot here of the 2 drivers here. They're coming up towards Piron right now, and it changes camera as I said that, so commentator's curse there, I have to say. But there's a runner behind as well. We've not really mentioned who is that. I think.
Oh, that's the Ferrari's run wide. That's Era up to 4th then.
Yep, it's actually Eli. It's Eli actually who's in P6. Been very quiet in this Grand Prix, I've got to say, but he is doing his own little race here, as he's actually catching up to Nick. So I think Nick has definitely burnt those tyres to a complete crisp right now. So if I was him, I would be pitting at the end of this lap. And speaking of which, non-runner's still out there after 6 laps on those super soft tyres. Obviously, I don't know if the. No, okay, I'm not going to say it. I knew I was wrong.
Is he on super softs on your screen?
Yeah, he's still on them. He's
on softs on mine.
Oh, we got a bit of a glitch here. Oh well.
Oh, what a surprise! Let me just double check race director and see what if you amuse our spectators for a moment. Once I double check, he's on softs apparently.
I've got super softs on my screen.
That was fairly regular. I thought that was supposed to be sorted, but as you can clearly see, it's not. He's on softs on my screen.
Oh, now it's changed. It's now changed on my screen to softs. So.
Oh yeah. I've had Christmas tree lights going on where they've actually flickered from one colour to another. I've also had the inside of the tyre be a different colour to the outside, believe it or not.
Oh well, that's a first for me to see that. But Westy, if I'm correct, is on the super softs. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid you are, yes, because he's on the soft tyres as well, and I'm pretty sure that's what the.
Oh, Stefan's made a mistake. I've just went to him. He had a problem, and he's dropped to P5. Nick B's going down the inside of Era for P3, and he's got the move done there. So Nick B back up to P4 and just nearly gets clipped there from Era. just missing him there. They're going to go side by side up to Puon. This does not go well. We saw it a lap ago, and they're going to go side by side actually through Puon. But
very nice.
But Era
this
has
is becoming a great battle here for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Oh, this is tasty right now. He's going around the outside. There's been contact there between the two of them. Oh, that's not what we want. The camera angle didn't really give it justice there, which is a bit unfortunate. But
no, I had the same problem. So Era's actually on the medium tyre. I can confirm no one at the moment is running super softs. Everyone is either on soft or medium tyres according to race director. Oh, and that's the Mercedes off. That must be Stefan then who's made a mistake there.
And I'm still showing super softs on everyone's screen, which is fantastic for me. So Nick B.
Well, I'm curious actually, if you double check what your race director says, to me it says soft and mediums, as Era's looking for an inside manoeuvre at the bus stop at chicane again, and still Nick B doesn't hit. That's quite interesting, unless he was blocked over. Now 5 cars in this particular battle. Era trying to get the drive. He's got the drive. He's up to 3rd position. Can he hold it though? Around the outside of the sauce, he doesn't have to.
The Mercedes there locked up, nearly went to the back of Nick B there, which is not what you want. And as you mentioned, the 2 Renaults have joined the party in this battle right now, and they're going to go side by side. Nick B around the outside of Era.
Oh, he's had the bail. He had to back out.
Has to back out. Has to let Era back through, which he does so. As the Mercedes is going to have a very tasty opportunity of getting past Nick B. I'm not sure who it is, as my...
Stefan Wild in 5th position in the lead Mercedes, as Eli and Joey are both Renaults right on their tail as well. So that is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th now. Whoops, as Jury rather makes a mistake on the exit of Les Combes.
Oh, bit of a cheeky lock-up from Stefan ahead of them. But we're going to focus on this battle, as it's probably the most exciting one we've got at the minute. That there's an actual battle going on. But
oh, goodness me. That was Eli getting a bit out of shape on the entrance.
He's going side by side. And fair play to both of them there, keeping it clean through Puon. Got to respect Jury there and Eli. Fantastic. That's what we want to see. Clean battling between 2 teammates. And Jury on the soft tyres, if I'm correct.
Correct, yes.
That is one car I've got right tonight, lads. That's what we want to hear. And he's actually going down the inside of Stefan actually as well. So
what a move!
Jury's on the move. Jury is on the move here.
Stefan's moving backwards, unfortunately, as both Renaults have taken him on through Paul Frey. Now going through Blanchimont on board with Eli as he's gone to the inside of his teammate. Oh, he's bailed though. Jury's got a little bit wide on. Eli's coming back at him again. Goodness me, make up your mind, gentlemen.
Nick B stays out again.
Oh, what a move by the Mercedes. Stefan Wild jumping on the inside of the bus stop chicane of Eli. I'm still on board with the 2nd Renault. And there's somebody else in there as well.
I think it's LambreX. LambreX has joined the party. And I don't know what tyres he's on. He's apparently on softs on my screen. Hopefully that's correct.
Indeed, yeah.
But we're going to jump on board with him actually, LambreX, as he's got Stefan
he's
there.
Just flown past Eli. He just nailed him at the source. Beautiful move.
And this is what we want. This is a mid-pack here. Oh, Stefan's run a little bit wide at Eau Rouge, so LambreX could get a job done here on a pass. And even with DRS, Stefan cannot hold off LambreX, who has the inside line into the chicane. And is he going to get it done? The camera doesn't give him justice right there, and I think he's got the move done.
I had the opposite camera angle to you. Then my camera was embedded in Les Combes. I actually saw that move beautifully. Textbook manoeuvre by LambreX, nice and clean, job done. Now, hypnotisement in Twitch has just asked, will the safety car be enabled for this season? I think the vote's still going for that one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Pretty sure it's not going to at the minute, as Era and Nick B again fighting for P3 here. We can't switch the 2 battles at once. This is not what we want right now. Guys, stop battling too much. We want to keep an eye on one battle for like a little bit there. So Era still in P3. Nick B, who I believe has not made a pit stop yet, he's impressing me.
I'll double check that, but I think
I think he is still out on the same tyres. He's doing a fantastic job. This is his sweaty strategy he's on about. So he's got to do every trick in the book if he has a chance of getting on the podium here, and he's doing a fantastic job. True credentials there of championship material there if he's doing this strategy from down the pecking order, as he had a lot of battles. Is he going to be coming in? He is indeed coming in now for, I believe, is going to be his only stop at the Grand Prix. But we're about to find out what tyres he's going to be going on, as he's racing as Raikkonen this evening. And we've got Mercedes out as well. What tyres is he going on? I don't know what he's going on my screen. He's on the mediums on my screen, so
That would make sense if he's going for the one-stop strategy at this point.
And we've got Stefan as well in the pits. And it's a very slow pit stop from Stefan. I think he may have got a 5-second penalty. It looked quite long, that stop there. And I think he's on the mediums as well. So I think those two will go to the end of the Grand Prix as Omega on those medium compounds as well. Jumps ahead of at least one of them, Stefan. And I think he's going to go side by side with Nick B up towards Eau Rouge. And this is a scary moment for anyone. And he's actually got it done. So I think Nick may just get DRS here. I'm not sure. But he's got a better exit out of Eau Rouge and he's just got past him easily. And I think
LambreX and Jury have been battling from Eau Rouge right the way through Les Combes and through turn 10 and 11. They're still going. And Jury has finally, well, I think Jury has lost out, but that was a brilliant battle we had between the Red Bull and the Renault. LambreX has now up to 4th position after quite a lengthy battle between the two.
He's doing a fantastic job right there. Era, as we mentioned, doing a good job there in P3. We're not really focused on the leaders at the minute, and Westy is only 2 seconds behind.
Only 2 seconds off.
I think non-runner's pitted.
Non-runner's pitted. Non-runner has indeed pitted. He's on the medium tyres. He certainly didn't start on them. So that is so non-runner's pretty much going to be minding his own business throughout the race. Westy is close to him.
He's in the pits.
And then he comes. So I was just about to check whether Westy had been in the pits or not. So non-runner is away. And it looks like Era's going to take that 2nd position, and indeed he does. So when I'm just going to double check Era's pit strategy here. And
just want to let you know, Westy's got a 5-second penalty as well, as the guys are not making work on. There he goes, and he's on to the medium tyres as he's coming out there. So a bit disastrous there, but may not be too bad if I'm honest with you, because I think he's got a nice gap behind. Eli's in as well, and those guys are putting the soft tyre on, I believe, on Eli's car, unless he's on mediums, I don't know, but he's on the mediums actually. So the game glitched again for me, which is not what we want.
Did they change colour as they? Did they change colour as?
Yeah, it went soft, medium, and then the right tyre. So nice rainbow effect there. Nick B's just behind him as well, so I think Nick B is going to move up to 7th place, and he does indeed, and he gets DRS as well. So he will hold on to that P7 spot.
LambreX and Jury again still fighting. Would just come away from the race director there, just in time for LambreX and Jury to be side by side through. They come again. LambreX in the Red Bull still holds on to that 3rd position, and that is Barry Kimmy in the Toro Rosso, not far behind. So a colossal race by these two will have a benefit for Barry Kimmy. Now Nick or Flatchus in my channel is, as he said, each split has a vote on the safety car. Split 1 is about 60-40 against, so or roughly speaking. So it does look like that the safety car is still too problematic to run, which is a shame in my opinion, but because it would be a nice element to add. But there we go. That is the tools in which we are provided.
Yeah, I personally, having experienced the safety car a number of times on my own videos that I do, I just think it's 2 bugs at the minute.
Well, that's basically the problem, yeah.
LambreX is in the pits, by the way. He's coming in for his final stop, I believe. So he will. I'll be amazed if he goes on softs again, but I believe he may play it conservatively, and he's going on the medium tyre. He's going on those mediums.
So they don't Christmas tree for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And is that somebody else coming in behind?
Don't know. Nick B, by the way, fastest lap, 48.5. So he's on the charge right now. It's Nick B, and LambreX has come out
just ahead of Nick B. So LambreX and Nick B are now going to come to blows. Then both of them on the medium tyres. Red Bull ahead of Ferrari at the moment.
Just watching non-runner on his own in the Grand Prix. If he is racing in AOR this season, he's looking very happy to be leading this by over 15.5 seconds from Era, who has not made, I think, his final stop of the Grand Prix. So I think he's trying to push those super softs, if that is correct.
Nick B just blew past LambreX there for 6th position. So LambreX's tyres obviously not up to temperature, as of course they wouldn't be straight out of the pits. And Nick B took full advantage and it's up to 6th place.
Watching Jury in P3, obviously was in a fantastic battle with 4 or 5 cars earlier on in the Grand Prix, as the drivers actually made it to half distance as well.
Oh, so. Barry Kimmy's in trouble. Barry Kimmy in trouble, so he's in the wall. Oh, he got a big old tank swapper on the exit of P1, I think. He's buried in the sand. sand, gravel, and he's just managed to get back out of it. Can you bury a car in there irrecoverably? Is it possible?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I literally just caught the moment he lost it and about to hit the wall there, so that was good timing from you to mention that on there. So Barry, I think, has to pit, really. You're going to lose about 6 temps with a broken end plate if it is bad. Nick B, though, has, I think, got past LambreX, if I'm correct, earlier on.
He did earlier on, yeah. That was the pass
Kimmy's in the pits.
And Kimmy's in the pits, yes, indeed. That's a bit of a shame. So LambreX is nailed to the back of that Ferrari. That's, of course, LambreX on the brand new tyres. How long do the mediums take to get up to proper temperature, Brian?
About 2.5 laps, I would say. It depends on the setup as well with tyre pressures. If you've got them at low temperatures, it will take a little bit longer, but they can be more durable later on. But LambreX, I'm on board with him right now as he's going up the
oh dear! Nick had a terrible run through Radio on Eau Rouge. That is,
and he gets it
position,
done.
back in the hands of the Red Bull with DRS open, and job done.
Gets it
nicely recovered there for Nick B. He held on to that pretty well, but yeah, that was not a good run up the hill.
Era's still out there in second place, doing a good job there. I don't know if he is on super softs or not, because obviously my game is glitched.
Well, it's medium for me. As you can just double check, race director. He's indeed on the mediums that he started on.
GG Codemasters.
GG
Codemasters. With their glitch. Tim, we haven't really mentioned about Tim yet, the American driver who, in his first AOR race, he's in 12th. He's a minute off the pace, but he's doing a good job there in the Force India. He's minding his own business. He's just made his pit stop onto the medium tyres, and he's got Rigorous Tiger behind him. He's down in 13th place, so it's disappointing really from Tiger. He has been mentioning to me he's been very confident going into this season, so he does not want this going into Split 2, which he's racing in. So it's not
actually stopped twice as Rigorous Tiger. He started on the super soft, pitted on at the end of lap 1, had the mediums on for only 5 laps, and then pitted again for the soft tyres which he currently runs.
It's very surprising. He may have picked up damage. I'm pretty sure if he's pitted after 5 laps on mediums, which is a bit too short. We may try and get we could try and get him at the end of the race to find out what happened to him. As you can see, my ghost car is still in the race, which is fantastic. Yours doesn't exist apparently on my screen.
I know, because I stupidly didn't get out the server quick enough. I started the race with
tyres. Oh, Era's pitted, by the way. The Sauber has
always just come right split Nick B and LambreX.
That's not what he wanted. He's actually go down the inside. Oh my lord! What a move!
What a move
by Nick B.
Nick B.
Fair play to Nick B.
Wow!
That I applaud. I have to say. And he's actually going to try and get past LambreX as well. Is he going to get it done? No, he's not. He's going to hold back. But what a move that was by Nick B. That is up there really with best 06 I've seen. Risk.
That's a balls of steel moment there.
And he's locked up. And he's just
deep at turn 10. That's
all that.
That's going to cost him.
All that hard work has just gone down the toilet, I'm afraid, for Nick B fans.
Such a shame.
But he's got the pace really, and he's definitely could be a potential podium contender right now if he keeps going at this pace at the minute. But we'll have to wait and see. Era's right on the back of LambreX, so I think he's having a little bit of problems with these medium tyres at the minute. He's putting too much steering lock, I think, through the chicane there, and he's actually gonna, I think, lose a position. Oh no, he's not. He's actually side by side with Era, who backs out of it going into the final sector to go. But freeway scrap here for P4, which is what we want. And Era's going down the inside now of LambreX.
Side by side.
Oh my lord!
Oh my goodness me! Nick B followed him through. Nick B, surely he's not going to have a go at the bus stop as well.
He's going to go around. He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, and LambreX just locks up there. Nearly collects Nick B there. So he's done well to avoid that. But
Era's still going though. He still had Nick B right side by side all the way through the bus stop chicane. They're still side by side as they come into La Source, and Nick B had to relinquish that one.
He had to. He's tactically, Kodiak. Tactics.
Oh, but he's had a better drive out of La Source and straight up. Oh goodness me! He's probably backed out of that to try and get a decent drive up the hill.
I'm not sure Nick B is going to get DRS here. I'm not 100% sure, and the answer to that question is no, because he got overtaken. Oh my god, free wide down the camel straight.
Oh my god,
And LambreX has done it.
I wouldn't have wanted to be Era at that moment, but LambreX has gone too deep into
and Era's gone around the outside, and so has Nick B. What action here?
Beautiful.
And
Absolutely beautiful.
And it's only lap 15. We've still got, what, 8 laps to go of this race? This is going to...
7 or 8 to go, yeah. This should be it to the end of the race, I think, because everybody has bitten jury in the Renault. It's not far behind, so the more these three keep scrapping, they are going to hold each other up, and that is going to bring the Renault into play. This is for the final podium position.
Don't count out Eli as well in that, the other Renault. He's not far behind, so, yeah, as you said, this could be very tasty for a final podium position here in this Grand Prix with Eli, LambreX, Nick B, and the 2 Renaults. So who do you think, guys, in the chat? Who do you think is going to win out of these couple of drivers there? Era just made a little bit of a mistake there on the curb, losing the back end, but it's okay for him.
Is Era on a pad? Because he seems very, very twitchy.
I'm going to go on board with him, actually, and just see. I think he's on a pad from looking at the steering inputs.
He looks very twitchy, doesn't he? So it would indicate he's on a pad, and if he is, absolute fair play to be in 3rd position.
Fair play, especially...
I don't know how people competitively race with a pad. I honestly don't know.
Ask TRR Limitless or XMIG veterans of AOR, and you can ask them there how they do it on a daily basis. But Nick B and Era are starting to pull away now, I think, from LambreX by a little bit, by about 2-3 tenths a lap right there. But Nick B is all over the back of Era in that Sauber as they're going to go once again. Nick will have the DRS again up the camel straight. Well, actually, Eau Rouge. Now they're on the camel straight.
Beautiful move. Nick B backed off a little bit to give himself a decent run up the of Eau Rouge and Radion. He has indeed got DRS, just about to see it, but he's not letting that one go. Oh, he had to think about the inside of Lake Com. Has thought better of it. Ferrari now in 3rd position, but Era is not letting that go in the slightest. Era should now come good with the slightly softer compound and newer, fresher compound on his tyres as well.
I wonder if anyone is going to possibly do a cheeky strategy and jump onto super softs at the end of this one, because normally this is the window for drivers to come in and put super softs on. Will any of these guys take a gamble, especially with traffic right now, with these guys squabbling over positions? They could take...
He's gone wide. It's certainly doable. We have seen it before. Nick B was very, very wide at Pouan, side by side with Era again, and Era's back up to 3rd in the Sauber. Brilliant stuff. LambreX is obviously right back in there now with the Ferrari, the Sauber, as the Ferrari nearly kills the cameraman on my screen. Now Jury's right in there, so that has brought the Renault right into play. It's certainly possible. We saw that quite a few times in season 12 where people went on a very late super soft stint. So, oh gosh, side by side at the end of Blanchimont there for the Ferrari and the Sauber. LambreX having a dive at the inside of Nick B into the bus stop. Beautiful move, nice and clean up into 4th place.
Very close there, Jory. Very close. I just switched because I was keeping an eye on Zaffron, who was in the battle with a Haas right there. But as soon as you said something, I'm jumping straight back to this battle right now. But this is only helping Eli, who's only about 3 seconds behind his teammate right now. So if these keep squabbling, yeah, definitely have to count Eli in this as well for P3.
Looks like Era's got a chance to stretch his legs. Oh, I think Nick B had to get out of it to avoid a contact with LambreX there as they've come up through Eau Rouge and Radion on the camel straight. Then Ferrari's got the inside line. Is he going to get the move done? LambreX is still there. Oh, that's a terrible camera angle. And yes, he does. Nick B back into 4th again. And LambreX now has got to think about the Renault behind him. Whoops, Jury actually had a bit of a swapper on there at the exit of Lake Com.
I just want to add, these guys, even though they're battling with each other, are catching Westy. I forgot, we haven't really mentioned him, but Westy is starting to drop off a little bit right now with 6 laps to go. We could see, what, about 5-6 cars for 2nd and 3rd place on that podium spot. So do not count anyone from 2nd down to 6th place could be on that podium. Just thought I mentioned that right now. They're catching him. They're catching him about.
Not decided at all.
They're catching them a second a lap to 2nd place. That is how, even though the battle. It's what they need.
5 laps to go, and I think it is about 5 seconds. Let me just double check the gaps there. Oh, gone the wrong way. So Era is 38.2 behind. Yeah, it's about 5 seconds, 4 seconds actually. So at that pace, yes, they will do it. Who's in first hypnotisement? And it is non-runner. He has been there all day long and is going to be there probably, unless he stacks it or parks up for a pizza, or does a pass up for a pizza, I was going to say. But
oh, and Lambre spun it actually in the background there. LambreX has lost it out of that corner. He's collected a Renault as well, unfortunately, of Jory. And that is not...
Just past the pit entrance as well.
Unfortunately,
no.
that was not LambreX's fault. Well, it was, but he just couldn't do anything. His tyres, I think, were gone. His rears just spun them up, lost the back end, and unfortunately, Jury was just the unfortunate one to be in that place at the wrong time. So I think we've dropped it down now to a few drivers now for a second place right now. And Nick B has
back
passed.
into third
He's
with
back
that
into
DRS
third.
pass on the Kemmel Straight. And now ERA still nailed to his rear wing.
But
so
they're still catching Westy. They're still catching him. They're now in the same shot on my screen. So this is going to get very interesting for P2 now. Westy, who we haven't really mentioned a lot in this race, has been very quiet. And it's just been his own little race here. You've got to think about Non-Runner, who I'm going to jump on board with, who's on his own right now as he's coming into the final couple of corners. And he's coming up to a McLaren, actually. I don't know who it is. I think it's Rigorous Tiger, who is going to probably be the first driver to be lapped here in this race, which is a real shame for Tiger, who, as I mentioned, is a pretty consistent driver, but it just hasn't worked out for him tonight in this social race. And shout out to Tim.
It is indeed Rigorous Tiger, yeah.
Got to mention Tim. He's done a fantastic job, even though he's in 12th. He's done well. He's run his own little race. It's his first AOR, his first actual league race, I believe, in anything. So fair play to him. He's just maybe getting familiarised with surroundings.
Oh my goodness me! Side by side again, Nick B and Era into the bus stop chicane. Sauber now ahead of Ferrari again.
Oh, so this is what we want right now. Who do you think's going to win this battle then, guys, in the chat? Era or Nick B? We may even fling in Westy as well in this, because they're both catching Westy. Again, I think that last time around was about half a second, so we could be in. We could be in for a classic ending once again, which we have seen in previous AOR races over the years. Right now, but Westy has to be thinking right now. He's gotta. Maybe he's saving fuel. We do not know. Right there, as Nick has got past Era again. And
he loves doing that. It's up Eau Rouge and Radion where Nick B just gets the pace, gets the DRS when he needs it. He's such a tactical driver, is Nick B, as we saw quite a few times actually in Season 12 as well. Absolutely brilliant move. Yet again, puts himself ahead of the Sauber, but ERA, I can say Era is just able to get back in front, but does he have the life in his tyres to do it again? And as you say, we can't rule out Westy either. They are definitely gaining on that Force India.
Just want to quickly add Saffron, who I'm watching right now, set the fastest lap into the 147s as he, as I said, has pitted onto the super soft tyre.
Oh, what a call, Ryan, what a call.
He is definitely thinking, he's out of position, he may as well just go for it, try and get some fastest laps on the board, gets him in a bit of confidence going into the first race, and he has actually been quick in Australia apparently, so definitely got to keep an eye out for him. But it's all practice, it's all about that race time on Sunday night, where it actually really does deliver right now. Era he's backed off a little bit actually from Nick B, so Nick...
I wonder whether Era's just taken too much out of those tyres. Of course, Nick B on the harder compound, he's got more life in them. I think Era's probably lost too much of that grip from the compound. But look at that, the gap between the Ferrari and the Force India is just disintegrating. So 3 to go, and the Force India of Westy is really getting in striking distance of that Ferrari.
Gotta say, all bets are off now for this podium position right now. I think Era's maybe saving a little bit of wear on his tyres, maybe to make a one last ditch attack, or he may see these two drivers of Westy and Nick B, like he experienced with Nick, as he's actually starting to defend now, and Nick B round the outside. What a move by Nick B, but they're still going side by side.
Fair play by Westy. What a a decent defensive effort. He hasn't got the life in his tyres as we've seen. Nick B, I think he probably read that, but you've got to hand it to Westy for a first time effort here in AOR. What a defensive move. Nick B is one out, but you can't fault the new guys for they aren't afraid to stick in the moves where they need it.
This new generation of drivers is what we want, and livens it up a little bit for us veterans of AOR right there. But I've got to give Westy a bit of credit, even though his tyres, I believe, are definitely gone now. If he's done, I don't know if he's done a one stop or a two, but if he's done a one stop, I have to applaud him if he does, and he's trying everything he can to stay on that podium spot. but he's got a little bit of space to Era in P4 by around about maybe 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. So if he just maintains his tyres, he could still be on that podium position, but Era will now have to make a pounce now. He has to attack if he wants to be on the podium.
What could have been for Westy, it is actually a one-stop. He went on to the mediums at lap 11. He's not only had a penalty at lap 6, he's had a stop and go as well, and still up in the podium positions.
That is brilliant. Even though those penalties, unfortunately, we don't like penalties in well, I know you don't, Kodiak, I know that especially. Yeah, fair play to him.
Penalties happen, and not all of them are particularly fair, but you know, that's racing for you. But you've got to say, with a stop go as well, and I mean, any racing fan will know how much a stop go penalty realistically costs as far as time is concerned. I mean, that non-runner really has kind of just completely died off the pace now. If you look at the gaps to leader, they are just vanishing. But with less than 2 to go, non-runner's got plenty enough time to just coast around and minding his own business. Nick B then is away. Then looks like he's secured that second position. And Westy's actually oh no, I thought he'd lost third. He actually hasn't as yet. We could have a battle for that last podium position. Oh, and I've just had a Christmas tree effect on Westy's tyres. They keep flicking between softs and mediums. Bravo. So, but that Sauber, it does look like he's gaining on that Force India, so we may have a battle for that final podium position again.
The question is, though, how bad are Era's tyres? That is the million-dollar question. We mentioned earlier on that Era may have burnt up his tyres as non-runner cements his lead of the race with a fastest lap as he started the final lap of this race. He's been like a class of his own right now. He's in his own little division, and then everyone else is in like a second division right now. He has been brilliant all race, consistent, quick, and managed his tyres very nicely. I think he's actually pitted, I believe, as on my screen apparently he's on the super softs. So I think he may be pitted.
Your computer is determined that people are running the super softs, where no one seems to run them as well.
It's very strange, my game right now. But we're going to focus on Westy and this Era battle for the final podium position. This is a last chance opportunity now for Era with the DRS. So he's got to really think about this carefully. He's backed off a little bit at Eau Rouge. Now he's planting the full throttle now on his gas pedal. He's going to go round the outside now. And we've got a beautiful, nice behind shot here of Westy. They're going to go side by side. This is not going to go well if they're going to collide with each other into the chicane. And he's done it round the outside here. He's got the move done. Moves up to P3. But Westy is not giving up on that P3 spot. And they've just clipped there. A little bit of contact there between the two of them. It's that glue glitch where your front end gets stuck to the diffuser. That's not what you want, but he just about gets away with it. We're going to go back. Unfortunately missed that battle, so we're going to see non-runner as he's coming into the final sector now. And is he... Well, I hope he doesn't run out of fuel here. That would be a bit embarrassing for non-runner and loses the Grand Prix, but I think he's okay. He's coming through Blanchimont for the final time, and it's just been a flawless race for him. If he is racing...
Oh, now my game is telling me that non-runner's on super softs now.
Maybe he's been in then. Here he comes then, non-runner to win this... I can't even pronounce my words tonight. Social race in Spa.
To take the win here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Brilliant race win there from probably like a Vettel-esque performance there from non-runner. We're going to see Nick B, who's pulled away now from Era. As we've mentioned, he's in the battle with Westy. But Nick B, fair play to him from where he was at the start of the Grand Prix. Had a crash in qualifying. Wasn't up to expectations, but he's going to come home for second place, and that is a brilliant drive. Fair play to Nick B. And Era's going to come home just behind there, you can see on the screen, in P3, and Westy as well, I think, got P4.
I didn't actually see Westy reclaim that third position, but Era looked like he was going very, very slowly. Had Era run out of fuel, I wonder. LambreX taking the 5th. I think that was Jury straight behind him.
It was indeed the two Renaults, and then the Haas. Michael, I think, just popped over in P8. Zaffron's going to come in P9. We're going to now jump on board with Omega in the Williams as he's coming through, and he will get, if this was a league race, of course, 1 point. But it isn't. It's a social race, so he gets nothing, unfortunately. So that's a shame on there. But here he comes then, and he will get the 10th place. Then we've got Tim, who's done a fantastic job in his first ever league race in any form on F1. So fair play to Tim, the American driver. He's had his own little race. He's enjoyed it. He'll be very happy to get home that 11th place there. And he hasn't been lapped, which is a definite boost for him as well. But here, Tiger will be the last man, I think, to cross the line, unfortunately. Not been his day, but he'll take it on the chin. And he will heavily focus now for the first round in Australia on Sunday. But here is the final classifications. Kodiak, take it through.
Non-runner then taking a dominant win here as Spa-Francorchamps in the Mercedes. Nick B in the Ferrari with that brilliant second, as previously mentioned. Era with the third. Westy 4, LambreX 5, Eli 6, Jury 7, Michael 8, Saffron 9, Saffron as you got him, 10 taking the 10th going to that Omega, 10th spot going to Omega, I'm getting my words all wrong. Tim in 11, Rigorous Tiger 12, and Barry Kimmy had retired along with Stefan Wide, Hinaldi, Nick Mido, Miraloso, Desmond, and Marco, as we saw early on. And that is all of the items to go through.
Well, apparently I finished P13. So I don't know what that is about the game, but I don't know what that is. We're going to get into
another few and you could have scored.
I know. It's just like thinking all over again, I could say there. So we are going to get some interviews lined up for a few drivers. We are going to do a small amount tonight, obviously, because we had some issues with last time out in Silverstone, but we are going to bring in LambreX first. He has just messaged me saying he wants to jump down, so we'll bring him down, hopefully, if my Discord works for me. LambreX has just joined us here, so LambreX, great to see you as always, my friend, and I've got to say, an epic battle you had in that mid-stage of the race. Tell us how your race went.
Qualifying was kind of wasn't as good as I expected. I timed my lap right, but I messed up the middle sector quite a lot, which kind of put me down into 7th, I think it was. But it's not too bad here because of the slipstream. The start itself was very chaotic. There was lots of cars all over the place, kind of driving really slowly, kind of weaving all over the place, and it made it really difficult to kind of capitalize on the early pace on those super soft tires. So I kind of ducked into the pit straight away and just pushed really hard on a set of softs. And I made up all of that gap because I think it was Nick B had a front wing damage sort of thing, and I managed to weave my way through that pack and got away. Then put onto the mediums. Then me and Nick B kind of sorted out a bit of a slipstream sort of train for a couple of laps. And then there was the incident with Jury, which I think Saffron said that you said it was me spinning up the rear tires. Is that right?
Yes, we only saw a little glimpse of it when we switched, so I don't know if that is the case. You could clarify that to us and the viewers.
Well, it was actually, he said it was a lag incident, but because I definitely got a tap on my kind of inside left kind of side pod, and that sent me around 360. I did kind of well to get back straight away and recover, but by that time, kind of you lose the slipstream, and then there's no chance of me getting third, and it's really annoying because second and third both had penalties, and that would have meant I would have been second or third in the race, which would have been a much better result. So yeah.
So that's interesting to hear. Obviously, your strategy for this one, you pitted early in the Grand Prix, I believe. Was this the right thing to do for you personally, just to try and do some undercuts on drivers you're around, or was this the plan all along?
It was kind of a spur of the moment thing because people were driving kind of slowly all around me really, and there was lots of really tight battling. And I thought I need to get out of this because it's going to end in tears, and I'm going to just wreck my tires. So I strapped on the set of the soft tires, and I was really, really quick. So I managed to make up all the time from the pit stop, which was really great to see.
And I believe you're in Split 2 this season, with obviously one of our close friends on my side of things, Rigorous Tiger. How is preparation going for Australia for Sunday?
I don't really like Australia. I find it kind of a really annoying track, but it's exciting to be back with AOR, and I'm still confident I can mount a title challenge this year, and it'd be good to get off to a good start in Australia. But it's going okay.
Well, I hope to see you in Split 1 because I want to commentate on you, mate. You know what I'm like.
I'd love to be in Split 1 as well. Yeah.
Cody, have you got anything to say? Anything to ask?
You already asked the ones I had prepared.
Oh, well, you can do the next one then. You can do the next one. LambreX, have you got anyone to give a shout out to, or before we let you go?
In the race, I had good battles with Nick B and Era. They were really great, and the slipstream train we had with Nick B was really cool. So yeah, good race all around. Really, shame about the incident, but it's not his fault. So yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, LambreX, and we wish you both the best of luck in the first race in Australia in Split 2, and we hope to see you very soon on the broadcast in the near future.
All right, cheers, guys.
Take it easy. Right,
Next.
who have we got lined up next?
Well, this guy deserves to be in here. He is the driver of the day, in my honest opinion. It is Nick B in that Ferrari.
Nick B, absolutely.
Kodak, it's all yours.
Hello.
So then, Nick B, from what an amazing roller coaster of a race for you. Starting off tangling with people early on and still making your way up to the podium. How did that feel for you?
It was very sweaty, to be honest. That's all I can really give on that. But I spent most of the whole first stint actually with none of my right end plate. So I could overtake people in the straights, but I couldn't overtake them or couldn't keep ahead in the corners.
You and Era were certainly punching and counter-punching for a long way. So, I mean, how does it feel for you as a seasoned driver going up against drivers that you may or haven't raced against before?
Well, you don't always know how clean they are and everything like that. So you just have to get leaving space and hope for the best, really. But thankfully, they were mostly clean.
I think you probably had the most, if not one of the most, amounts of airtime, certainly from my perspective. So, how are preparations going for season 13?
Good. I'm hoping to battle with Marco and whoever else at the top for season 13. Marco seems quicker, and Australia especially. Haven't obviously practiced for any others yet, but he seems like he could be the person to beat there.
Just want to quickly jump in. Apologies, we can't hear Nick in the stream, unfortunately, so that's my bad. So sorry.
Oops. You're partnered with Kalon again, aren't you, Nick?
Yeah. Kaylin and me, we work well, so we stayed together for season 13. So in the Ferrari.
Excellent. Any questions on your side, Ryan?
Nah, not really. I was going to ask about Australia, and obviously Nick. I did put you down as a contender after Abu Dhabi, so you best live up to your expectations and win some races this season.
I think Ryan's got money on you.
I've got money on you this season.
Hopefully so. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you in front of the camera once again, Nick.
I'll see you in 3 days' time.
Indeed.
And finally, we've got to bring in the race winner. We're bringing in the man himself.
Although he's muted.
No, he's not. Non-runner has joined us, the race winner. From behalf of myself and Kodiak, massive congratulations. A Vettel-esque performance, in my opinion.
Thank you.
We saw you at the beginning and we saw you at the end. That was about it.
Just like the Mercedes, as you saw in the real life broadcasts.
Well, I had one overtake. Did you see that?
Oh yes.
Early on, yeah, we did.
My first question is, we obviously had issues with the Codemasters with the tyres. Were you on the super softs at the end and did 2 stops there just to go for the fastest lap?
Yes. I mean, my medium started to be pretty warm because I had to pit pretty early for the mediums. But I probably would have made it till the end, but I just decided to get a cheeky fastest lap and give
yourself something to do at the end.
Yeah,
it would have been a pretty lonely existence. I mean, we did see was it Westy? I think it was a couple of seconds behind you before his pit stop. So, did you carry around a deck chair to maybe park up and do an Alonso on the side of the track at some point?
No. I mean, I enjoy driving on its own. I don't do it for racing. I do it for driving and racing, of course. But yeah, never came into my mind to
to park up.
Yeah.
So you're not in the next season, are you? Is that I don't recall seeing your name in the list, or have I been?
Yeah, I'm not participating in next season, but when F1 2017 comes out, then I will be.
Is that why you're not in? I mean, a number of drivers have chosen to do exactly that. Have a break between the end of this game, so to speak, and the release of 17. Has this win made you rethink your decision at all?
Not really. I just like to have something else to do in the summer, really.
Fair
You can
enough.
get mentally prepared for F1 2017 comes back, and he'll be definitely up there for the championship on F1 2017.
Yeah, I mean, I've been chosen to the closed beta, so I will be getting some practice there. So,
Brilliant.
And so have I, so I'll be sweating it up as well.
yeah.
One question from me is just a basic one. Obviously, you've raced with most of the guys in Split 1 from last season. Who do you think, out of the runners we've got this season, have a chance of winning the championship?
Well, I think that there are many contenders. I mean, I think the main contenders are, of course, Nick B and Marco, but then also Marek and Afro, and probably even Laakso as a black horse, if he gets used to driving without the racing line. But those, I think, are the main contenders.
Lovely. Well, we look forward to bringing all the action to everybody that will spectate us.
Thank you very much, Nomura. I do appreciate you coming in, and all the best for
No
whatever you're
problem.
doing outside the leagues, of course. And we hope to see you back in AOR for F1 2017. But congratulations on tonight, and
Thank you very much.
see you soon.
Yeah,
Take
see you.
care.
So that will wrap things up. Obviously, we'll be back on Sunday for the first race of Season 13 of AOR, and it is going to be, as I said at the start of this broadcast, one of the closest and open seasons yet. There will be
Cannot wait.
a introductory video on my channel, which will be coming out, I believe, either tomorrow or Saturday, before obviously the first race, 8 o'clock UK time on both my channel on YouTube and Kodiak's on Twitch as well. I will leave Kodiak's Twitch stream in the description of the video in Australia and onwards throughout the rest of the season. So if you guys want to check out his side, we provide more different camera angles to mine as well. Hopefully the sound has been a lot better than it was at the start of the stream. I think we've got all the stuff sorted now, so we should be A-OK for Australia on Sunday. Kodiak, who was your driver of the day from this race? I forgot to mention it to you earlier.
I'm going to hand it to Nick Beef to recover from that far back to end up in second. I mean, non-runner, of course, a very dominant win, but he was near the front to start with. Nick B having that tangle early on, and still to have all the battles he did and to come through to get through to second. But this is going to just about edge it for me. But there's so many great mentions we can have. I mean, Westy for having that many penalties and still being right up there towards the end. I think he did get third in the end, didn't he? He was right up there towards the podium. Yeah, absolutely. Era, again, brilliant battles we saw with him. He wasn't afraid to stick it to the veterans like Nick B as well. Several of the new names, Safs we saw last week as well. He had a great run. Didn't have such a good time tonight, unfortunately, but yeah, I think Nick B for me just edged it, but there's a lot of names that I look forward to seeing.
Yeah, for me, obviously Nick B's definitely a contender. Westy, I think he edges it for me only because of him being one of the only drivers to do a one-stop. It works for him, nearly holding on to that second place there, but if this is his first AOR race, that is a great way to start your AOR career. Even if it's a social race, that will give him a lot of confidence going into that first race in Australia. I believe he's in Split 2. I could be wrong, but if he's on that pace, we will see him in Split 1 by F1 2017, hands down.
Absolutely.
On there. But that will wrap things up then this evening here for this AOR broadcast. And as always, a pleasure to work with you once again, Kodiak. At least I didn't mute myself at the start of the stream, which is definitely a good sign. Of
step in the right
course.
direction.
And I'll leave Kodiak's Twitch in the description so you guys can go check his stuff out over there. Give him a follow. He also has a YouTube channel as well. I will probably put that in the description as well. Definitely for Australia onwards. But hopefully these test broadcasts have been a success for you guys. Please give us some feedback either by sending me a tweet or in the comments of this video when this gets processed, because we need a lot of feedback as well. Final words?
Not that we haven't already said. I mean, it's a great pleasure and an honour to work alongside yourself as always, Ryan. I'm sure we'll be tripping over each other to try and talk about what we can see quite a number of times as the season goes on. But as Ryan's already said, we need as much feedback as we can from you, the spectator, to make this stream as best as we can possibly make it. But from my perspective, I think we are on a pretty good start. So, anything else to add, Ryan?
No, not really. Apart from if you like what you saw, slap the like button, subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you want to see more of these broadcasts and not miss out on any of them. And also follow Kodiak on by giving him a follow on Twitch. So you guys on Twitch, don't miss out on seeing the broadcast from his side of things as well.
These are my Twitch broadcasts also get uploaded to my YouTube channel once everything is done and dusted. So you can catch up with it there if that is your platform of choice. But from here, you know where to catch us for more AOR action. We will see you here next time. Thank you very much and good night.
See you later, guys. Have a great evening.